Hello, this is Alec Kerr of Magic 104.5. I recently had the opportunity to interview Tessa Violet, who we've been playing since January with her song Knowing, as well as some of her other songs. I've been a big fan of Tessa Violet for a long time, and I was very excited to talk to her, so check out our interview. So I'm gonna just get my gushy, long-winded question out of the way first.
Great.
So obviously we don't know you, but you are very important to my relationship with my wife and I. Um, our song is Sail because of the video you did
Awesome.
with Donna. And we still regularly, even though the video doesn't exist anymore, say
Mhm.
flip table.
Yeah, wow, amazing.
And one of your vlogs, I think you had the song Shia LaBeouf
Yeah.
and Zombie in it.
hmm
And that was how we were first introduced to those songs. We play them every Halloween still.
Yay!
And we got married on Halloween, and so we had those songs at our wedding.
Congratulations.
And when we went to Wizarding World of Harry Potter, we had Wizard Love on our playlist. So there's all these little things about how you were part of our journey. So
Yeah,
that's a
it's
long-winded way of
deeply
saying
lore.
that you're so open with your fans and share your life with your fans that it makes you feel like you're our friends, our family. So what is that like for you to navigate, and how does that feel on your end of things?
I love it. To me, it feels amazing. I think it's so special, because I also have people that I am a fan of and that I feel like I know, even though I know I've never spoken to them. And sometimes something has said in a video on YouTube or on TikTok really sticks with me and changes my perspective on something. And I feel so honored that I get to be that person for other people. And I've talked about this before, but another funny thing is that there's a word for this type of thing. What is it? It's not pseudo relationship, it's parasocial relationship.
Hmm.
And what's funny is that like I also then have that experience with some of my fans where I'm like, okay, I know we don't really know each other, but I just see them in my replies often enough, I start to feel like I do.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously you've been at the whole social media thing for a long time. You started as a vlogger, making skits, making music videos of other people's music. When did you decide it was time to make your own music?
Great question. When I was 23, my friend left his guitar in my car and then moved. And I thought it was such a shame that no one was playing this beautiful instrument. And I was like, well, I'm someone. Maybe I could learn how to play guitar. And then, like, 1 week into playing, I'd learned like one song, and I'm like, well, a week ago I couldn't play guitar, and now I kind of can. Um, what if I wrote a song? And that's how I started. And then I never stopped.
And originally you were Mika Kitty, and
Mhm.
you released a couple songs as Mika Kitty, but they were kind of geek nichey things like Wizard Love and Star Trek Girl. Um, at one point, did you decide to get rid of Mika Kitty and just become Tessa?
I decided to change my username on YouTube when I knew that I was going to start releasing music in a serious way, things that felt more intimate and personal to my journey as a human being. And I knew I wanted to release the music under my name, and then I decided I wanted my YouTube channel to just be the same name so it felt simplified. It was all one thing.
And you talked about kind of the stripped down thing. So at what point did you decide you really wanted to get rid of sort of the geeky branding that some of your early music had to just strip down and be raw?
Um, I mean, my experience of it was not so much like I'm making a decision, I'm not doing this anymore, and now I am doing this, so much as it was just following what lit me up.
Hmm.
Like when I was releasing the songs like about Zelda, I really was not even considering myself a songwriter, though I was writing those songs. I was like, oh, this is just something fun I'm doing. I don't know. It just felt like a funny thing to like, teehee, isn't this funny that I thought of this song. And it wasn't until I started writing things for my own story that I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I'm writing songs. I'm being a songwriter.
Before it kind of just felt like, oh, this is just another skit I'm doing versus actually
Exactly.
being a
Yeah. I'm
songwriter.
like, this is just something funny, you know?
Yeah. Um, and you recently mentioned that when you were preparing to release your album for Bad Ideas, that you were told to remove all your earlier music, and that it was strange that because obviously certain people when they discover Bad Ideas, the idea being that, oh, this is her first music that she's ever produced, but that's such a weird idea because people that like that would want to go back and see the other stuff. So what you kind of didn't really get into that, but what was that like?
Yeah. So when I, Bad Ideas was the first album I released like with a manager, you know, and I was like, I'm gonna try and really do this thing. You know, I moved to Los Angeles and my manager at the time had said, like, you know, the music industry will take something more seriously if they think it is your debut. And I think it has less to do with the idea of like um the like a fan that might listen to it and more to do like with industry sort of stuff like, oh, this is
Mm.
a debut artist, this is her debut project. And also for me at the time, you know, I felt a little insecure about my voice on that first album, like I hadn't developed yet. So when they suggested like maybe we could take this first album down, how would you feel about that? I was like, I feel okay about that because I feel really proud of Bad Ideas and I feel like this old album isn't representing the level of artist I am now. Now, like 10 years later or however long it's been, I'm like, that's okay. Every record is a snapshot of the artist you were at the time. But I don't know. It was the decision that felt like it made sense for me at the time, but I am thinking about putting that album back on streaming.
I was
Although
going
if
to ask
anyone
that because
wants it, it is available on Bandcamp. So if anyone wants to, you know, pay for it, it's there.
and I know you did a physical release of it
I
on
did,
the
yeah.
anniversary. Uh, and the EP is still up there. So that almost kind of felt like a transition between that first album and then the sound that would become Bad Ideas. And it's actually the 10th anniversary of that EP. So happy
Right
10th
now?
anniversary. Yeah. I mean, not
Today?
today, but this year.
Exciting! Yay!
Not specifically this day, but this year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wonder when that came out. I'll have to look it up.
And so how does it feel like it's been 10 years since that EP? You've been making music for over 15 years. How does it feel to have been an artist for that long?
I feel really grateful when I hear you say that. 15 years. I'm like, wow, how beautiful. I love getting to write songs, and I feel so grateful that, you know, I've done the elusive and mysterious thing that I get to have that as my job, you know? So I feel really grateful.
Um, and you've been around long enough to have been on pretty much all the social media platforms. What's it like to go viral on YouTube versus viral on TikTok? Like, how has that changed over the years?
Yeah, good question. Um, Going viral on YouTube is more rewarding than going viral on TikTok. Uh, I feel like, you know, because the platform of YouTube is long form content, when something I've posted on that platform does numbers, I feel more excited about it because I feel like I'm showing more of who I am. You know, there's more opportunity to, because of the length of the video, show who you are versus TikTok can be quite fleeting. Um, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that does make sense. Has it ever surprised you, like, because I know, Yes Mom kind of went viral for a while and had a trend. Does it ever surprise you when something like that catches on?
Um, that one didn't surprise me because I was the one that was posting those videos, being like, here's an idea for a trend, and really every day trying to get that going. Um, but definitely so grateful because it's hard to do. You know, certainly there's been other songs I tried to get something going around that it didn't happen for.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess it must have been gratifying. They were like, "Hey, look, I did it! I made a trend."
Yes, totally. It's like, yes, it's happening.
Because I remember like it was somebody else I was following did it, and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Dude, when Hank Green did it, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a moment.
So I really love the song "Knowing," and I
Oh.
love both the acoustic version and the fleshed out version. What was the process of fleshing it out? And I've been calling it the creep guitar moment, like Radiohead creep, because it's the
Yeah.
krunk.
Yeah.
So how was it fleshing that out? And how was it all the time? Like, because I was listening to the voicemail version of Kitchen Song and how that got fleshed out. So what is the process of taking one of those little acoustic songs and fleshing it out?
Oh, great question. So knowing I did with my friend Robin, though we'd only spent like just a little bit of time before this. This was the first time we got to really be in the studio together. Robin's project is Cape Town. I, first of all, am a big fan of Robin's music. So when Robin said that he would be willing to produce, I was like, dream come true. And yeah, I bring in the voice memo and sort of like we did one earlier version that I was like, I don't like it. Something about it just felt, I don't know, too relaxed. And we were trying to figure out what to do. And I just got this a dulcimer. And I was like, what if we made that the lead instrument? So that's the sound that's going ding, 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 ding. And Robin came up with that part. We put that kick underneath it. And then literally I leaped out of my chair and I was like, Robin, this song should start with a huge electric guitar and a huge live drum kit. It should just come in like slamming and it should feel like what the feeling feels like when you get in your car and you're on a new adventure and you come up over the hill and for the first time you see the vista of the direction you're going. And it was just so satisfying when when you bring a song in and you're like not quite really sure and it doesn't feel right and then you just like lock into the direction the song needs to move in and it all came in. And yeah, that creep guitar when we got to the chorus, I was like, I feel like there should be something, it should feel like an animal that wants to get out of a cage, like
Mhm.
and Robin played that guitar so good.
Nice. Uh, so Taylor Swift recently said, I used to have this dark fear that if I ever were truly happy and free, being myself and nurtured by a relationship, that what happens to my writing, does it dry up?
Mm,
And what I love about your new songs is that you're proving that you can write from a happy place
mm.
and you're putting a focus on self-love and positivity, which I think is really great. And was that an active choice with this collection of songs, or did it just kind of happen over time?
Great question. I the state of our country and the state of our world feels dark right now.
Mhm.
And I feel like hope is the beginning of change. And when you stop hoping, that's when they win, because you don't make change without hope. So hope's really important to me now. And I felt like in my music, I, I personally am only interested in listening to hopeful things. And I'm also sort of only interested in saying hopeful things.
Yeah. And I agree. I mean, I think it's very easy to give in to cynicism
Yeah.
and darkness and anger, especially right now. Um, I mean, Charlie XCX has a song right now that's Spring Summer 26, and it's, the runway to hell basically is the sentiment, which is we can all relate to that, but
Yeah,
like
it's funny.
it's funny, but it's like I do appreciate just having something to go to uplift.
Yes. Yeah, and like, I've written a lot of sad songs before this record, and I think that there is a place for that in your healing when
Hmm.
you are, depressed or going through something, moving through grief. It's helpful to hear someone else express your experience in words. It's like, oh, I'm not alone in that. And it
Yeah.
can also help like a feeling that feels so much bigger than the world um, feel more like, yes, this is a feeling I'm having. Like, and I think that's healing. And I'm like, I don't know. I've experienced so much personal healing in my life in the last couple of years, and that's what I want to sing about.
Yeah, and I think it's great that you do write about mental health issues and the struggles that you're going through. And a lot of times those songs like that, and I know in the past you've written from them from a darker perspective, but like kind of saying like, "Hey, you'll get through it" is just really nice. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. Like maybe they're struggling, but it's like, "Oh, look, Tessa made it through. I can make it through."
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
And in your song "Grow," you have a line, "This is your life. You can have fun with it." It's a simple message, but I think it's an important one. Out of everything you've done, what has been the most fun?
Like everything I've done in my life.
Well, let's just say musically.
Okay, musically,
Just
because I'm like,
to just to
"Ooh, okay,
hone it
I'm
in.
like, I loved getting married. I love going to theme parks.
Yeah.
Musically, what's okay? You know what actually was really surprisingly fun? Um, for the 10-year anniversary of my first record, Maybe Trap Mostly Troubled, I did, I think, four all acoustic shows. And I was really surprised by how much fun I had just being me and my acoustic guitar with the crowd.
Yeah.
And at one of the shows, I had two of my friends sing harmonies with me, and I don't know, I just really liked the rawness and the intimacy and the spontaneity of being up there. Even though I had a set list because it's just me and my guitar, I'm like, anything could happen. We could change our mind at any moment. And I think that's fun. I love spontaneity.
Yeah. And you have kind of gotten the opportunity to explore all these different venues like styles of music. You've done the whole pop thing with choreography and dancers, and you've done the pop punk rock thing in that's really cool that you've just been able to explore all those venues
Yeah, I'm so
and
lucky.
and find an audience with all the different styles too.
Yeah.
And um, so obviously you've had a lot of different hair colors over the years. How did you settle on yellow being your signature hair color?
But when I did it, okay, do you know Hook where Robin Williams playing Peter Pan learns to
Yeah,
fly, and the little boy looks in his eyes and he goes, "There you are, Peter."
yeah,
That's how I feel when I look in the mirror and my hair is yellow. I'm like, "There you are, Peter." I just feel like it's such a representation of who I am, quite sunny, you know?
yeah. And speaking of viral, you've already talked about this a little bit, but there's the whole your older song finding its path on the Geometry Dash thing. And what was that like having something kind of be discovered from your past and then have a whole new life?
Amazing. So exciting and kind of healing for myself because this new record has like 12 songs on it. Three of them are about my relationship to my voice and like the healing to be done there. And, it's interesting. This first record, I did have a judgment on it that I'm like, oh, my voice is bad on that record. So to have this song be so viral and have people be like, we love this song, I'm like, oh, wow, that's just something that I said. Like, you know, that isn't necessarily true because I felt that my voice was bad. Other people don't feel that way. So that's been kind of like on the inside part of the healing of this experience.
And yeah, and it's kind of a full circle moment, especially since you were like, "Oh yeah, you can take that album down. I sound terrible." And it's like, "No, you don't sound terrible."
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I guess that's kind of all I have. Like I said earlier, been following you since it was just the vlogs back in the day, and I know you took all those down. Will those ever make an appearance ever again?
I was literally thinking about it yesterday because I saw that on TikTok right now there is a Wonder Girls song that's like viral. The song is like 17 years old, and I'm like, I have not heard the song in 17 years, and I have a video of me at 17 dancing to this song. So I was watching that video, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I would put these on like an unlisted playlist. It's not that I don't want people to see them. I'm like, whatever, they run the internet. And actually, a lot of them have been re-uploaded. It's
Yeah,
honestly, part of it is just the work of going through each one and making it, seeable again by people. I might put them on Patreon. That was sort of a thought I had.
yeah. I did find one of those re-uploaded ones of you "Love You Like a Love Song" music video.
Awesome. Yes.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
and
I've had people who are grown-ups now come up to me and be like, I saw that video when I was 10 and it scared me so bad. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I was just out of being a teenager. It didn't even occur to me like little kids would see it, you know?
yeah, um, I still play that song on the radio,
I love
and
this.
I think I was first introduced to it from that video.
Awesome. Yes.
And will you be touring at all?
I want to. Um, I got burned out on touring. In 2023, I'd been going for a really long time, and then that was the year that I don't know if you heard about this, but of course, I will not be able to remember the name in this moment, but one of the biggest artist merch companies went bankrupt. That was my merch company,
Oh,
and they went bankrupt without paying me any of the money for the merch from that tour. And
oh,
just, yeah, the compounding factors of feeling burnt out and then that happening, I'm like, I need a break from this. So my hope is that, I'm going to spend the rest of the year uh, finishing this record, putting out these songs, and putting out a new song every month this year, except for this month.
which I
And
love the concept of that, just one song every month. I think I mean, from a marketing standpoint, it's fairly brilliant, but because it keeps you in the zeitgeist. But
yeah,
how did you come up with that?
my day-to-day manager Karina came up with that. It's such a great idea. I love Karina. Karina, if you're listening to this, I'm obsessed with you. Uh, yeah, and what I like about this release strategy is even for me as an artist, you're always promoting something, and it's nice to have something new every month so you don't get tired. You're like, a new thing.
Yeah, and I love all of the little shorts that you're doing from all these different locations, and they're just a lot of fun, and just the lip syncing and all these different locations, just keeping it fresh.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, so if the album's a big success, I'll tour next year. So if you're hearing this and you want to see me on tour, listen to the songs as they're coming out.
Okay. And I know in the past that you have kind of just done small venues, like you have like kind of reached out being like, "Hey, if you know a venue, I know venues."
Awesome. Yeah.
So, uh, I will stay in touch with
Yes,
Karina
please
and let you
do.
know.
Yeah, 2027. I'm like, okay, maybe I would go back on the road 2027 or just play a few shows. I'd love to do a release show for the record, which will come out in January.
And would you do that in Oregon, or would you go somewhere bigger?
I might do Seattle.
Okay,
I always have a great show in Seattle, and it feels close enough that it's I can drive there.
cool. Yeah, I've only been to Portland, Oregon once, but
Mm,
I loved it.
beautiful. Yeah,
I had a friend for a while who lived in Bend, Oregon,
beautiful. Yeah.
um, and he lived right across the street from the Blockbuster, and I was so jealous. The last Blockbuster in the world.
Wow. In Portland, there's this place called Movie Madness, which is, do you know Movie Madness?
No.
It is a video rental store. So they have DVDs and they have Blu-rays, and it's so much fun to have that experience again from childhood where you go to the rental store and you're like, what's in stock? What do I feel like watching? Is something like popping off the shelf at me?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I wish that was still more a part of our experience. I feel like that makes a movie night more special than streaming.
Yeah. One of my first jobs was working at a video store, and it was the best.
Awesome.
Thanks again to Tessa Violet for speaking to me. I had a great time talking to her. And also, thank you to her manager, Karina, for setting it up.